This is an Iwebu production.
Period. Gawvi has been released from Reach Records. That is the breaking news that we hated to hear.
Yeah.
There has been a lot of uproar in the social media world, specifically really from Wordplay wife. You want to explain who Wordplay is?
Yeah,
Gawvi is a Christian hip hop artist, by the way.
Words Played is a Christian hip hop artist. You've probably seen him collab with the likes of Andy Mineo. Really dope. And yeah, so his wife is the first one. The first way that I became
aware
alerted.
of what is happening with Gawvi. So Gawvi is a Christian hip hop artist who has been dropped from a major Christian label, which is Lecrae's label, Reach Records. And there's some stuff going on. So Wordplay wife decided to come out and say, years ago, I made album artwork for Gawvi. For my next project, I'm going to make a collage of all the unasked D-word pics he sent to women while he was married.
Wow.
That was the first thing we saw.
Yeah. So this must have been triggered by, I'm guessing, what Gawvi ended up posting.
Yep. He posted first, actually.
Yeah.
But this is, y'all know, the entertaining thing is what people
they drew to that first.
First. Yeah. But
yep. So he had posted here that the past 2 years have been quite a roller coaster. Throughout my musical journey, I've always been transparent, sharing some of my personal ups and downs with you. Sadly, today I'm here to share that my marriage came to an end in 2020. We did everything we could to make it work for the years, but after seeking the support of friends, family, and counseling, I came to an extremely hard decision to move forward in a direction that I felt would be healthiest. There is no scandal to gossip about. Just two adults that made decisions that led to this point. And if you know me, you know I hate divorce and I'm not here to promote it. Even though we have been separated since 2020, I still ask for your respect towards both of us in these next seasons we are walking through. We love our two kids deeply and will continue to give them the best environment to grow in.
Wow.
With God first, I know that life still has seasons we don't plan on, but I know with everything in me that God is still the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. I hate for this to sound like the right thing to post, but it's from my heart. And again, I hope you can respect both of our privacy as I'm creating my new album, and you'll hear about my journey through this.
He said new album.
No one thing, I will not tolerate anyone that badmouths the mother of my kids on here, and you won't hear that on my album. I want to move in respect and peace. Thank you all for the support and prayers during this time. So
when you first read that, you're like, oh, okay. I mean, it's sad, but at least it ain't nothing weird. Well, Wordplay wife had some more to say.
Yeah.
She said, I want to clarify a couple things about why I spoke out about Gawvi. It wasn't a knee-jerk, thoughtless reaction. I have known about his actions for at least a year, maybe more. We all did. He wasn't good at covering his tracks. Who did I find out all these things from? Everyone. Wow. Secondly, everyone confronted him. I wanted to defend all my friends because I know they tried and tried. When someone refuses accountability and is a textbook narcissist, there is no addressing in privately. I did this because I am standing up for my friend, who I'm guessing is his wife, his ex-wife, who was incorrectly represented in that lying forgot to cover that. Lying a statement that painted a false picture of why Gawvi left his wife for someone else.
That statement that I just read, basically.
That was the statement that he read.
Must have tried to get in front of it.
Yeah, she's like, that's cap.
She said, nah.
She said, Gawvi, if you're reading this, F you, and you are an effing liar.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all know that stood out because it's like, okay. Yeah. I didn't know it was his wife. I didn't know it was Wordplay wife. So we both were like,
yeah, I was like, at
what
first,
is this?
So me, because you know, I've been on the flip end. I've seen things where, you know, the woman's word is the one that everybody goes
it's the loudest.
With. Like, right? It's the loudest. It's just like I just saw something here recently that said Chris Brown allegedly, I think, raped some woman. And I'm not negating what the woman said. I'm not saying that she's not telling the truth. But I always step back and say, like, hold on, what's the other side to this? Is this true?
Well, that's
like
any story.
Yeah,
I think you're really good at is like, even when I come to you with stuff, you be like, Okay, but what did they say?
I got to.
Yeah,
I
you're
do
really
with my
good
own
at
kids.
that.
I don't automatically think, okay, you're automatically right. And it probably because my mom was the same way. I don't automatically just say that because you my blood that you were right or whatever in this situation. And probably because I can relate in some type of way.
Definitely.
Not necessarily, or we can relate in some type of way.
Absolutely
Not necessarily
we can.
that we that we have the same type of a situation here. But in 2014, if you did not know, at the end of 2014, I proposed to my then girlfriend who I was off and on with. It was a very big proposal in front of my church and got well known. Even out,
that thing went viral. Basically,
got well known outside of the church walls, and we were on our way to supposedly getting married eventually. Well, fast forward probably about 3 months or so. Or probably even just a couple months, actually it was, we were falling out by about March or so. Yeah. We were already done. It's already off, but nobody knew. Nobody knew. So we went along. Sometimes we were still kind of off and on within the period, but eventually by about time summer hit, we were done. But we were still going to church. Nobody knew.
You didn't announce it.
We didn't announce it.
You
right?
didn't say nothing.
We didn't announce it. So this is kind of leading to you'll get to where I'm coming from. It's like
just proposed. Everybody saw that.
Yeah.
Broke it up. Nobody knew.
Exactly.
Private, so they still think y'all together.
They still think we together. So fast forward. I finally let her know, like, this is during that summer. It's just like, hey, we're going to church. People still asking like, hey, how y'all been doing for the wedding? We just kind of faking it a little bit.
Yeah.
She wasn't really trying to go to the counseling.
Yeah.
The ring that she had was far gone. Hadn't seen it even when we caught ourselves trying to even work some stuff out at certain times. So like, I'm like, hey, this is a show at this point. I'm like, listen, this is not going to work. I'm going to now on Facebook, I'm going to take this off of here as engaged.
That's a bold decision to make, by the way.
What's that?
To propose in front of the entire church.
Very.
And it was very, bold and, whatever. And to still say, nah, I refuse to go down because this is forever. Yeah. Marriage is forever.
It's forever.
Because some people stay in that. Like, they like, we done made the announcement. I got you a ring. She probably looking at dresses, like, looking at stuff, and they just end up going through with it. But that was actually really bold of you.
Well, I feel like I had to, if you really even if I really cared and loved her at that time. Like, you understand?
Definitely.
Like, if I cared for my daughter too, who was young at this time and really, to this day, she still don't really. I don't think she remembers
she was
as
like
much.
4 or 5, right?
Yeah, to this day, I was like, oh, you don't remember?
She actually didn't.
She don't. Like, I was surprised.
She was like, I didn't know. Yeah,
she's like, I didn't even remember. She remembers Miss Keisha for the most part.
Yeah, she remembers
for the most part.
That is true.
And so anyway, I always go back to what Dr. Vernon has always said. Like, you don't marry potential, you marry reality.
Okay.
Point blank. And at that time, it wasn't that we weren't two good people. We just wasn't good for each other. Yeah. And it wasn't going to turn out right for something that I wanted my daughter to also see in a toxic household, not trashing her or anything like that. Yeah. But it was like, hey, and I even said that to her at that time. Hey, we need to go our separate ways. But that's neither here nor there. What happened was, eventually, fast forward, me and you began to talk probably like a couple months later or so.
August to be exact.
And fast forward a little bit.
This August will be 7 years together.
Yes. And we kind of crossed some boundaries eventually.
We did.
And you end up pregnant. And end up becoming like this, boom, major news. Why?
Yeah.
Nobody knew I had been out of the other relationship already.
So let's just set that picture.
Some people knew. But majority didn't know.
Yeah, so the picture
leaders knew and all this other, like but not the big crowd of people knew.
The picture is proposal, big proposal. Everyone's involved. Everyone's backing his relationship. By the way,
yes.
And then I come wobbling. They're like, "Wait,
what's going on?"
So what was their narrative?
It was such a mess, and so it was such a mess at that time. And the narrative, we end up leaving. Yeah. Because of some disagreements with certain things in leadership. You didn't have to tell us to sit down.
Shame. I feel like mine was shame. Mine was mainly shame. And then
you was gone before. I was still kind of going for a little bit.
As soon as and that's what we'll get into that later on. That was me. Like, I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm 21, pregnant, just starting my rap career. What the heck? Great man, awesome man, 2 kids, 2 baby. Wait. I gotta pause. And that was honestly the main reason why I left. But definitely some failed expectations of, leadership and people that was surrounding me and that I served with, for sure.
So we eventually leave, and people, don't even know, like, it's like a big surprise that we even together. You're pregnant. We never even said nothing about it. We just thought that, okay, we'll just kind of let this thing, go, and nobody speak on it. Well, the whole time a narrative had gotten built. We go on, fast forward a year later, we're married.
In that year, repenting, trying to forgive ourselves, trying to get counseled, and just loving on each other. Well, and just loving on each other. Married. We did the responsible thing, set ourselves down. Yeah. Let's figure this out. This was kind of messy. Yeah. So let's figure it out. Yeah. That was what we did in that year.
That's what we did. A lot of crying.
But there was other things happening on the other side.
With everything in our head. And on the other side, though, the narrative had been built. Namdi, was engaged to this girl. He cheated on her with TK. TK, gets pregnant, and he's now gone on with her.
Yep.
False narrative all the way.
I was a home wrecker.
Right. Basically, you was a home wrecker who steals
someone that was not a husband.
Yeah. They say who steal people's
single.
One of the things that we heard before was that, like, they said you steal people's husbands. Yeah. Like, that's what they said literally was from somebody who eventually opened up to you about it. And it was like, wow, that's crazy, because that is not what happened. We are 2 very single people. Very single. But the thing is, and this is where I really would like to hear from Gawvi.
Yeah.
Because
like,
the thing
that statement was okay.
Yeah. Well, he tried to get in front of it instead of just being like, hey, I
made some mistakes.
I might have made some, and I don't know if he did. I'm still holding some reservation.
Definitely.
Though those are some pretty credible sources when you're talking about, Words Plays Wife and all of that. Those seem like some pretty, and
Reach dropped him.
Then eventually Reach dropping him. Yeah. Then obviously, then we talking about some pretty credible sources or whatever when it comes to it. But I would love to just kind of hear his. And so again, some other people took our narrative and ran with it.
They did.
So eventually we said, hold up.
Yeah.
They think that you was cheating. Hold up.
Mind you, we weren't even caring. I mean, like, we dealt with guilt and depression and
big time
shame for a long time.
For a minute.
It seems like just recently.
Like 2-3 years ago.
Oh. We're free of it. Yeah. So we weren't even knowing or aware of what had been built up.
Yeah.
But once we found out,
we decided to go live. Yeah. To kind of clear the air, because it was like, hold on, we had to look at it. We didn't understand our impact. I didn't understand my impact from being on the stage and singing and all of those things, and
being a leader.
And not too many people reached out to me during that time period. I had like a few brothers reach out to me. Shout out to D. Chris, Mike Bishop. A few brothers reached out to me, but I could count on my hand how many reached out to hear, hey bro, something's going on.
Yeah, we're hearing some stuff.
Yeah, I'm hearing some stuff. Most people just ran with that narrative. So we had to set the record straight. And on that live, we went ahead and set the record straight about things. And eventually, what happened, babe?
Well, I think with me being a Christian hip hop artist, Namdi, you were a leader in the church. You were one of 2 tenors. Nope. So I know when I came, that I saw you and one other guy. And so being leaders, we automatically, before we even sat and told who we needed to tell that we were pregnant, we already had it planned that we were going to sit down. Definitely. But after hearing what was being built up and just kind of tarnishing our names, mind you, we take this break for ourselves. Yeah, we're like, hey, we need to dip off. But finding out the impact, we went live. We ended up, I don't know, I felt like both of us had that thing, like, okay, so now that we know there's an impact that our lives have, we have to speak on this. Yeah. And, I think we tried to do the best that we could in that moment with still carrying so much pain. Maybe it wasn't the best. Yeah. How we maybe communicated it, but I think we felt that responsibility, like, okay.
Well, and I think even during that, we didn't even, to this day, we don't really name names when we talking about this, but we really could.
The only people that know are the people that did it.
Yeah,
that were involved. Yeah, that's it.
Which and even from that came people reaching out. A few people reached out.
Yes, and few people inboxed us after doing the live. Yes, I had 2 people for sure called me and apologized. It was like, I'm sorry I didn't reach out. Because I think I explained my letdown. Like, mind you, I was very active, in this church. And I was just like, dang, like, that sucks to be gone and just no one,
only one person basically.
Yeah, well, yeah, one person, but like
2,
for my expectations to be involved, you would think, it'd be some people loving
Reaching
on
out.
you. But with us going live, I do think that it cleared the air to a certain degree. But because we took a year or so, that narrative, gained traction.
It gained some major traction to this day.
Till this day.
To this day, like Deontay Wilder said, to this day.
Literally.
There's some people who, unfortunately, man, even though we've owned our mistakes, we said we were wrong. I said, I moved on fast. It was messy. Dude, we've had to deal with the consequences of the things that happen. Like, you understand, privately, but to this day, there's some people who it's not the same. That it's not the same. They don't, the hugs, the daps, the love, it ain't the same. We went back to the same church eventually, like a few years ago. Some things changed with some, but overall,
because the narrative had
been painted,
traction.
Some people had already been so tarnished about it. It was it was
kind of done.
It never grew to real relationships as far as it goes
because of a narrative.
And mind you, we take our responsibility in that. Don't get it wrong.
Definitely.
Because it was something that we did, but at the same time, it could have been more that drew near. So number one, back to number one, we should have probably stepped out and said something about it, said our faults. We didn't get out there until the narrative had already been painted. So other people had painted the narrative again. Like Uncle Charlemagne says, the lie is more entertaining than the truth. That's facts. That's facts. And we all have fell victim to
believing a lie
that was not true.
Yeah.
So that's why I always, babe, I hold some reservation, and some people y'all might looking at me crazy like, hold on, no. Oh, girl said he sent his thing. He sent pics of it.
Yeah.
Like, no. I've been on the side where people have been so they probably looked so true when they was talking about it.
Oh yeah.
To this day, they probably still like. I remember after doing that live, and they say it was subliminal, but it is what it is. People saying basically it's something else when you believe your own. When like you start believing your lie. Like, hold on, who was there, babe? I was like, who was there? Like, was it me and you? Like, mind you, that wasn't for us though. It wasn't for us more than likely though. But I remember seeing some of these posts.
How you gonna tell me?
It was like two or three people.
Was you in that apartment?
And I remember seeing that. But to this day,
that's funny. But the question that we have to pose.
Go ahead,
yeah,
babe.
we want to ask y'all. Do y'all think that as Christian leaders in whatever? Whether that's a Christian influencer, content creator, pastor, minister, preacher, rapper, singer, worship leader. Do you think that when they've gained traction, there is a following, that it is their responsibility to share some things, especially if it contradicts what they are representing? I want to read to y'all. Well, Reach Records actually had to say, this is when we knew it was official. Due to behavior that is inconsistent with our core values, we have ended our professional relationship with Gawvi. This was a tough decision for us because of the level of complexity and because we invest in our artists, not just for their talent, but also as brothers and sisters in Christ. This is something we have been processing for over a year, and we have wrestled with what we would be the right way forward. New details that have been provided to us made us realize today's decision was necessary. We also want our actions to be a reflection of love, care, concern for those who fail and those who are affected by our failures. That's good. Come on, Reach.
That's good.
Each of us needs God's grace, and we invite you to pray for the families and the individuals whose lives are being impacted. This is not a chance to throw anybody away.
Come on.
We continue to hope for restoration to be the outcome.
Yeah, I shout out to Reach.
That was a word. That was a great statement.
Not throwing them away, and that's what we don't want to do. That's not. Let me make sure that we make this real clear. We stand here to say, hey, we relate in some type of way as far as this goes, and what we maybe could have done to step in front of our situation, and maybe Brother Gawvi could do the same thing. But we're not here to throw away this brother. We're not here to say these are alleged things that supposedly he did. We haven't. I don't want to see the pics, but you know what I'm saying? We haven't seen anybody like that can really validate. He hasn't validated and came out. But here's the thing now people are going on with this narrative.
Should he?
The
question is, should he though?
That's what do y'all think?
Yeah,
do y'all think that he should step out there and release a statement and
confirm or deny, like, hey, that's not true, sorry y'all, or unfortunately that is true.
Yeah, because it's something that people running with a narrative on, but
it's dangerous.
But again, back to reach, man. That's big for them to just say, hey man, we're not here to throw anybody away, and that, and let us say this right now. Don't throw away Brother Gawvi. Don't throw him away. Pray for him. Pray for his ex-wife and any of the other women.
The kids.
The kids.
Gosh.
That's affected by this situation,
So
man.
sad.
Please make sure that you're doing that, man.
So
During these type of times and being someone that was in something that was so controversial on this small little level, we didn't know it was gonna get so big. But in a small town, word gets around pretty quick.
Ooh, especially if it's
everybody knows everybody. Where we're at. And so we didn't know, but you want to see brothers and sisters run close to them.
Definitely.
Like they need to be. I hope that brothers like Lecrae or any of these people that know him personally are pulling up on him, bro. Hey, I seen the stuff come out, bro. I just wanted to. Hey, I just wanted to kind of see. Are you good?
Yeah.
What happened? Hey, what can we do to help you get on the road to if this is true, to repentance, not going down this again. Reaching out to that sister, like right now, he needs people to pull close to him. He needs your prayers. He don't need you to take you off his playlist, ban him,
unfollow him.
He ain't cancel
culture.
Yeah, he ain't R. Kelly out here, nothing crazy like that. At least
that's who y'all shouldn't be listening to.
Yeah, so don't throw him away, because there's so many times, man, that we've been on, like I said, that receiving end of feeling like that.
We have been. That's why we empathize with this so deeply.
Yeah.
For obviously the reason that we've been through, the public shame and just people running with narratives and not getting in front of it, which is why we asked the question, do you think that he should? Do you think he should stand in front of it? People are going to believe what they believe. It reminds me of this past Sunday. We were at a church. We were visiting a church, and this leader, during Sunday service, I'm guessing some people had something to say about some things that this lady was going through. And she stood up on stage during Sunday service and said, since y'all are talking, she's like, I know I'm hearing some things that y'all are saying this is happening. Let me clarify from the horse's mouth right here. If you're going to tell the story, these are the facts.
These are the facts.
On the stage. Mind y'all, this is our second time visiting this church. And the second time this has happened.
Second time she had dressed something straight from the stage.
Yes, the first time they brought up a couple who I'm guessing there had been some type of issue, something going on. I remember them, but I remember them publicly on a Sunday. On a Sunday, apologizing to this couple, having them stand up, say we're sorry for our wrongdoings and what was said, or maybe. And I mean, we were crying a lot. I dropped some thug tears, y'all. I mean, because we were definitely
we were in the midst of our situation at that time.
And it's so funny. We used to literally be like, we're dreaming of the day that there could be reconciliation done.
On that big of a level.
Yes, because it made that big of an impact.
Yeah, it made that big of an impact.
The whole church was talking about it.
We can't just act like, okay, we just gonna go along and everything's
but everyone's
cool and then y'all just get back to serving and it's no. We have to stop service. We, maybe at the end or whatever the case may be, and we gotta really, we gotta really deal with this and make sure that everyone knows. Hey, listen, we're sorry. This is clear. They good. We love them, especially in African American churches, because the pastors and first ladies have so much of an impact. It's so personality driven.
Definitely.
That if that pastor or so doesn't mess with, or they feel like something is off there, they ain't messing with it. You got to get them to go ahead and be like, oh, pastor, you good with it? Oh, we good then. Hey, yeah. And that's, just how I roll. Don't get it wrong. I'm guilty as charged. I was one of them type with my old pastor too for a cool minute. You better not. If he ain't messing with, I ain't messing with it. If he ain't, so.
And it was beautiful. I think it was
just beautiful.
It was beautiful because of the level of which they were at, which also brings up the Mike Todd. If y'all haven't seen that video, make sure you check it out where he's apologizing about spitting on his brother's face, but he came back and served and honored him and all of that. And I think it's so powerful when you get to certain levels, things are done publicly. I think the reconciliation should be done publicly as well. And so it was just really dope that this Sunday it happened to see that. And I, at first it was kind of cringy. We were like, are we supposed to be here? Should this be coming in a meeting? Again, it happened. But it was like, personally, listen, I think that it's a beautiful thing if it's done in tact. If it's done in respect of the other party, and we're just coming back, we're reconciled, because y'all gonna keep talking. So let me go ahead and put it out there. Let's put this to bed. Their family, they're gonna be here. Let's not have no old weirdness, awkward vibes and all that mess. Let's just say, listen, they good. Yeah, they're good. We love them. I shouldn't have to say this, but because I'm the first lady, whatever she was doing, like, hey, let me get this straight, so y'all can get it straight. So, want to know what y'all think, man. Again, dude, should this something that we step in front of? I've talked to my cousin who loves Save. I remember him telling about even our situation. He like, it ain't nobody bleep. It ain't business about nothing. You talk, they like, man, well, y'all you ain't gotta tell nobody about that, or you ain't ever know. But we feel as a responsibility, as we're the light out there, that baby, that when we do something that condemn that in some type of way, if we as threw somebody off, records say it contradicts what we're representing. Exactly. So we gotta speak up about it. Yep. I mean, I agree with y'all, a little bit. I don't think we gotta drag it and keep letting y'all know, hey. Do it one good time. Let it be known. Stand on your platform where you sell your albums, where you preach, where you whatever, and let it be known if there is something to admit or there is something to deny, and keep it moving. Exactly. There is no condemnation when you belong to Christ. And so I don't know. I think that we should. Y'all let us know down below if y'all think that Christian leaders, if they should speak up, if they do something, they're involved in something, something is being told about them and it contradicts what they represent. We'd like to hear from y'all.
This is an Iwebu production.
Period.
Man, thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. If you could do us a huge favor, please hit that like button and please subscribe.
Yes, and do not forget to hit that notification bell. Yes. We need y'all to be notified every single time we go live and when we drop a video. And follow us on all social media platforms at The Iwebus, and we will see y'all next time on Radical Love with The Iwebus.
We'll see you.